I'd just sit there for hours on end drawing dicks. I don't know what it was. I couldn't touch the pen to a piece of paper without it drawing the shape of a penis.
New category, just special for this movie, is best penis drawing in the credits or the penis scene. What is your favorite?
I've got two.
You got two?
I got the World War II Iwo Jima penis scene.
That's good.
They're all staking the flag. And then I've got the Mr. T penis.
I have Mr. T. I just love all the stuff they put on
Gold
the penis.
chains.
Essentially, you know what the thing is? Mr. T penis is
Mr.
actually,
P?
is actually just Dennis Rodman's dick. They took a picture of Dennis Rodman's dick.
Yep.
And,
how do you know?
Or Lenny Kravitz's dick, because those guys love jewelry, so their whole dick is just jeweled out. Sorry.
Prince
Albert.
Albert.
Yeah. What do you got, Ray? What's your favorite dick?
Get ready for Superbad.
Gangsters, what's up, guys? Tight white pants with this black G-string. It's 10:33.
What?
I told her what time it was. Chica, yeah.
After a lifetime of missed opportunities.
Evan, hey.
Hey, Becca.
You know when you hear girls saying, like, oh, I was so gone last night, I shouldn't have slept with that guy. We could be that mistake.
Superbad.
Hey, don't touch that,
I'm
okay?
not a piece of meat.
Professional Fanatics, R Cubed, Big Ray, Michael Rylands, Rob Simmons. Robert, well, I'm actually Fogel with my vest. How does my vest look?
It's off color, but it's good.
Yeah, I didn't have the right color, but at least I
Well, the
tried.
hat's got the right color.
I went for it, okay?
You did. You're doing good.
So, Superbad, 2007. It's my graduating class, technically.
2007?
2006. But the movie is 2006, right? Based in 2006. You're a little younger, but it's our generation, right? Which is a lot of ties, you know, us trying to bang girls the whole time, and I don't know to what level of success.
In theaters?
I did, yeah.
Me as well.
I didn't.
Yeah, I think I saw it twice in theaters.
Which is sad because you're 2 years older than me, and I still saw it in theaters.
Yeah, well, he was a
What the hell are you
badass.
doing? What the hell are you doing?
All right, so what do you guys love about this movie? Like, if you could just think real quick, one sentence, what do you love about this movie? Besides Jonah Hill, which is obvious.
I mean, I can easily tell you is that this movie came out in summer '07, which is going into my junior year of high school. It might as well have been a biography.
Might as well have been a biography.
I mean, literally, like...
Well, you mentioned the dick drawings your buddy had. We all had those dick drawings.
Yeah, my best friend did the dick drawings. I have to say, people can't show them because they have bad taste in them, but they are easily on par with the ones in the movie. But I will say that biography being trying to get booze, party, and get girls.
Rylan, what do you got?
I would definitely say the high school antics, the memories. I had a fake ID that I got from my cousin. I didn't go to McLovin Links, but all the stuff that came around that, kind of some hashtag glory days. Shout out Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah,
you know
and the struggle was real, right? Like it's an awkward age, and this movie just represents the awkwardness of, you know, not knowing how to talk to girls. So the concept of this movie is just so simple, right? Just high schoolers trying to get booze, trying to get laid, which is what we all did. And I still actually try to do that. So they always turn me down because I'm wearing the fucking vest.
You're also married.
But yet,
I am. Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
but yeah, I'm more baby faced than both of you.
Well, it's because you don't have any fucking facial hair.
And I can't grow.
So
it's just greasy. I mean, as you can see, it's just greasily.
Now I go from trying to get fake IDs to not even getting IDs.
That's the thing, right?
Fact.
So Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg started writing this when they were 13 years old. And that's
Vancouver boys.
That just shows that's why this script is so perfect, right? Like they cultivated this thing. It's like their baby for 10 years.
Like,
they lived it, yeah.
Like they probably just slowly tinkered it, and it reminds me of a band's first album, like something they've been waiting to do, and it's just perfect, right? Like so maybe they have better albums later, but you know that first album, Linkin Park's first album, it's fucking pure. Every song is fucking perfect. There's
great example.
Well, it is Hybrid Theory.
Yeah, Hybrid Theory, baby. We like Linkin Park. So, all right, $20 million budget, made $180 million, so pretty successful for what it was. You know what I mean? And this is a surprise right here.
No Wedding Crashers.
Well, we'll get to that later. Roger Ebert, okay? And we've had a history with Roger on our first couple movie pods. Yeah. We do movies that he does not like. 3.5 stars for this one.
Wow.
Surprising, right? Out of four. Almost perfect.
Oh,
and he loves story, and I quote him. He says he called it a ranch-a-rama with a heart, and he kind of compared it to
it's kind
Animal
of a
House.
ranch-com.
It is very raunchy,
like a rom-com, but
yeah,
you know.
And he compared it to Animal House.
Totally raunchy for sure.
But he said it was Animal House, but more mature, which I guess shows how immature Animal House was. If you're calling this
But
movie
I have a hard
mature.
time believing that.
That's what he
'cause
said.
I
And Roger
understand.
Ebert loved it.
And I love Animal House. And I mean, Animal House could never be made now.
No.
This movie can never
There's
be made
essentially
now
rape,
either.
though, in that movie, which...
Oh,
yeah.
well, no doubt. And also leaving drunk girls in carts
That's
in front of
bad, too.
houses. I mean, yeah.
That's bad,
So
too.
both,
That are
both,
stuffing their bras.
But we can agree that both of these movies, both Animal House and definitely Superbad, could not be made
No.
right now if they were to be the same exact film.
So I
No way.
texted you guys 5 movies from around this same era, and I wanted you to rank them. This was really tough for me. I'm going to read them off, and then I want you to give me your list. So we have Anchorman, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Hangover, Step Brothers, and Superbad. So I want Big Ray, give me your list first, from 1 to 5, your best, and then down to your worst.
I got Superbad as 1, just because the rewatchableness and the nostalgia. Because since, when we were talking, I was going into junior year of high school with this movie. So I literally just lived this movie. So the nostalgia and the greatness of this movie and the hilarity it leaves me at number 1.
It was my number 1 too, actually.
My number 1 as well. Okay.
So, there we
number
go.
2 for you, Ray.
Anchorman. I understand that
Wow.
it's because it was so original when I saw it. Because again, I was in high school and it was just very, very original to just and because it was a different era, to see the way that they acted, how people would act in those different eras, and just the complete out of controlness of that. Again, this type of movie would never be able to be made right now because of the slander and the sexism
Very
and all those
sexist.
things. It was just funny for the time it was made.
60% of the time, it works.
Every
Right.
time.
Yeah, Sex Panther. All right, number 3, 4, and 5 for you.
Step Brothers, Hangover, and 40-Year-Old Virgin. I have 40-Year-Old Virgin as last, even though I do love the movie. It is a rom-com. So for me, I could definitely have other great comedies that were in the early to mid 2000s replace that. So 40-Year-Old Virgin for me would be last.
All right, Michael Ryland, what do you got?
Well, Superbad first. I then go with Step Brothers.
That's a great pick.
Diehard Will Ferrell fan. So
Just as quotable as this
automatically
one.
moving it
Oh,
up.
easily. I mean,
Yeah.
that movie's top notch.
John C. Reilly, not to be dismissed, also huge important role for
Oh.
that. The dad, I mean,
Yeah,
that guy
it's
is
incredible.
classic.
Shut the fuck up, Dale!
I know. I mean, literally, both the parents with the sons, they both just meld so
Yeah.
well that it makes that movie really hard to deny where you're putting it. 'cause-
Spoiler alert, Step Brothers is coming up in the next rewatchables. We're doing that with my buddy Nick O. So give me the rest of your list.
40-Year-Old Virgin. I think I never watched The Office when it originally came out, but Steve Carell, 40-Year-Old Virgin. Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?
Right.
So
Love that movie. Hilarious concept. I've got Anchorman 4th, despite me kind of bitching about it being even on the list. It's still one of my favorites again. Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Classic. Paul Rudd, few others. Vince Vaughn's appearance, the news channel
Yeah.
battle. And I've got Hangover last because it's funny, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it is. All
And
right,
any
so-
movie with the trilogy kind of thing
Right.
starts to lose a little
and I
flavor.
think it
for me.
has like an adventure-esque to it, and then just straight
It
comedy.
was just real original the way they. For
It
me,
was.
I give props to how it was shot.
Oh no,
It
no,
was
it's a
genius,
great movie.
You
I
know?
mean, it deserves to be on this list. It's just that.
Yeah, I mean, again, you can't go wrong with really any of these movies. So I had Superbad, Step Brothers, Hangover, 40-Year-Old Virgin, and then I actually had Anchorman 5th. I was fighting to have it on the list. I had to give it props just because people love that movie. It's actually one of the most quoted movies. Like, when it came out, man, you could not...
It's a more cult
Avoid
classic
it.
than like
This
some of
is
these
Ron Burgundy?
Right? Yeah. I'm Ron Burgundy. All right, moving on to the categories
quick,
here.
I want to hear quick 2 honorable mentions from everybody.
Yeah, as I say.
I love Old School,
That's one of mine.
and then I love Road Trip. I know that's
Okay.
not quite up to the part. It was just
Road
for me
Trip's
that was
solid.
perfect because I was like 12 when it came out.
You're a big Stifler guy.
I am. He essentially is just playing Stifler. So, and you could actually throw American Pie on this as well. I'm just not the biggest American Pie fan.
Okay.
What do you got, Ray?
Like I said,
Top
I
two.
got a huge list on here, but I'll put. I gotta say, Borat Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefits Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan,
That was the whole name of Borat?
Yes, it
I
is.
fucking love Borat.
Wow.
and that is the full actual name of the film.
Wow.
And then I would also have to say that probably, old school. I mean, old school. And honorable mention, since we were talking about it, Bad Santa.
Oh,
easily one of the best Christmas movies is to watch every single Christmas time.
You know, you have to watch it at Christmas because Billy Bob Thornton crushes that movie, man.
It's just phenomenal.
Love
But honorable top 2 is Borat and for me.
You don't like Bad Santa? You're not a Bad Santa?
I mean, I like Bad Santa. Not a big Billy Bob guy.
But he kills it.
That could be for another time.
Yeah.
I agree with the old school pick. I mean, that movie is freaking epic. To me, that more reminds me of Animal House than Superbad does.
100%.
The modern day Ari Gold, just seeing his ass in there. But my honorable mention as well, Wedding Crashers, Will Ferrell, man.
Yeah.
Just crushing
Will
it.
Ferrell, and that's the best.
Yeah,
all
great
right.
times.
All right. Moving on to the categories here. Best scene. This is tough for me because what I do is when I watch the movie, I write down scenes, and I eventually had like 15 written down just because the whole movie's great. I don't have 15, sorry, but that's just how every scene in this movie is perfectly crafted, right? There's no wasted motion, there's no fat, there's nothing. Besides Jonah Hill, there's no fat. Sorry, Jonah.
And Ray.
And me. So, first scene I love, opening scene, just the phone conversation they have. It's very 2006-esque where you don't text anyone, you call them. And just talking about the porn website he's going to subscribe to.
Let's be real here. They are buying a pornography website.
Yeah, which is insane.
That
was what they did. And that's his thought about college is, I got to figure out a good porn website.
Hey, man, I was doing some research for next year, and I think I figured out which website I want to subscribe to. The Badgetastic Voyage. The Badgetastic Voyage is the one where they find, like, random girls on the street, and they invite them into a van, and then they bang them once they're on the van. It's like $13 a month, and you get access to a bunch of other sites.
Fucking
just saying, nobody
wacky,
does
dude.
anything of the sorts anymore.
No.
So.
Next one I have here is I just have written down Ghostbusters Lunchbox Dick Treasure Chest.
That's
just
definitely
talking about drawing all the dicks and his problem and why he hates Becca so much because his dick hit her in the foot.
So I would stash all of my dick drawings in this Ghostbusters lunchbox that I had. So one day, I'm finishing up this real big, veiny, triumphant bastard. All of a sudden...
Pussy.
You hit Becca's foot with your dick?
Yeah. I know.
And just all the dick drawings in the principal's office when he had to stop eating all the food shaped like dicks.
Which he said that his principal was a God-fearing man and said that he was possessed by some dick devil.
Yeah, right.
He calls in my parents. Turns out this principal is some sort of religious fanatic, and he thinks I'm possessed by some sort of dick devil. They literally made me stop eating foods that were shaped like dicks. No hot dogs, no popsicles. You know how many foods are shaped like dicks? The best kinds.
I mean, just unreal quote and unreal situation.
Next one I have is soccer field rant. Just when he's just realizes that the girls want him to buy the booze, and he's just all psyched. He thinks just because they want him to buy the booze because he has a fake ID, he's going to get laid.
You know what that means? By some divine miracle, we were paired up, and she actually thought of me enough to decide that I was the guy she would trust with the whole funness of her party. She wants to fuck me. She wants my dick in or around her mouth. She looked me in the eyes and said, Seth, Mama's making a puby salad, and I need some Seth's own dressing. She's DTF. She's down to fuck, man. P and G. She wants to fuck, man.
He puts those two together, which is a little bit of a
Let's
stretch.
just be real
right?
here. When we were in high school, I highly doubt we would be able to pull such a move just in the middle of a class. We could, but it's like definitely be ramifications of just running on, talking, kicking the ball out of play, and just running back up with.
You're getting that? No, I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite though, I'm gonna put down here McLovin's ID when he first busts out the ID. That whole exchange, how pissed Seth gets.
All right. You look like a future pedophile in this picture, number one. Number two, it doesn't even have a first name. It just says McLovin.
What? One name? One name? Who are you, Seal?
Jonah is just so worked up. Like, it's his energy he brings to this movie is just, it's so pure too. It doesn't seem forced.
I am McLovin.
No, you're not. No one's McLovin. McLovin's never existed because that's a made-up, dumb, fucking fairy tale name, you fuck!
I had to choose between McLovin, or I had a choice between McLovin or Muhammad.
Yeah.
What? How many fucking people do you know named Muhammad? Muhammad's the most popular name in the world. Read a fucking book or something.
Book for once.
They let you pick any name you want when you get down there.
And you landed on McLovin.
Yeah, I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for once.
Yeah, read a book for once.
I had that as one of my favorite quotes.
It's a great quote.
I mean,
that whole scene. Honestly, to me, everything that happens at that high school, almost everything that happens in the daytime of this movie is just unassailable. I mean, it's so fucking, it just blends so well together. There's always a line, right?
No doubt.
And I don't know if you guys have seen the extended cut. It's like an
Yes.
extra 12 minutes. Even that shit's funny, but you see they cut it perfectly, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's no fat in this movie. It's
I'm going to
fucking
disagree,
pure.
but I'll get to that later.
Okay.
Yeah, I
And then
agree.
my last scene here is this period blood, which leads into my favorite part of that scene is McLovin at the bar with the cops.
Yeah, seriously. How's it going with the ladies?
It's not the going with the ladies I care about. It's the coming.
I get it. Like, like coming.
When Slater's talking about his wife, the prostitute, he's like, I actually learned 23 months later she was an actual whore. He's like, I met her at this bar, actually. He's like, our wedding night, we had group sex. I wasn't involved. And then Michaels is like, I was. But I heard it through the wall. Just the fuck, man.
I would have to say that I have to add in 2 scenes, both at the different liquor stores. Seth, when he goes into the liquor store, and his whole imagination of him at that liquor store.
few pictures.
That's what I mean. That is so funny because working at liquor stores that me and Mike both have done,
Yep.
it just definitely adds into the funniness of that scene. And then especially McLovin going into the liquor store, grabbing that 6-pack like a newbie, hence he's 17,
Grabs one beer.
by one beer can on a 6-pack ring, and the whole thing crashes and explodes and all the beers spraying out. Sir, did you do this?
Someone could really hurt themselves.
Yeah, no, I didn't. But you really need to clean this up. Somebody could hurt themselves.
My favorite quote from the dream montage.
Good
or whatever.
luck fucking Jules.
Yeah.
The
Enjoy
old
your
lady.
remaining years. Have fun, fucking Jules.
Yeah.
I will.
You dropped your purse, ma'am. Would you like some help with your groceries?
Well, that would be lovely, young man. Would you like me to buy you alcohol?
That would be lovely. Enjoy your remaining years.
I will. Enjoy fucking Jules.
I will.
Like,
I mean, the way, yeah, especially because the way when he first initially looks at her, he looks back, she looks at him very innocently. Then he goes into that scene of total just vulgar, and then he goes through the whole scene and then looks back at her, and she still just like looks innocent. And he just like shakes his
Right.
head. No, I can't do that.
How? Speaking of liquor store jobs, did you ever have any fake IDs come in?
So, fun fact: working at the lick, as I like to call the lick in South
Lick.
Elgin, because we were liquor outlet, we call it the lick.
Dude, I bought liquor from you
Yeah,
there
you
one
did
time.
many times. And I call it the lick, and
remember
there was
that.
actually a small little, per se, group of hoodlums that were stupid enough to all go to the same person for the same fake ID because I had a scanner for the IDs. So
wow.
the front was all the same or all different from what they were, their names and all this, but the barcode was all the same. So I just put it in a scanner, pull it out, scan it, and the information would all be the same for about 12 to 15 different kids.
Jesus.
And so every time it happened, I told them to get the fuck out.
You gave
That's
the ID
insane.
back though?
No, you had to keep it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is insane because when I was working at a liquor store, no scanners yet.
Right.
So our boss legit was like, if it's horizontal, you can sell it to them. The only time you're going to get in trouble if it's vertical. So there was one time somebody came in with the fakest ID on the earth, and it felt like paper.
Right.
And I was like, I looked at it, and I was like, this is the fakest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. They legit turned beet red, almost shit themselves. And I was just like, I'm just messing with you. Here you go. That's going to be $23.
Wow.
Well,
Sent him off on
and
their
it's
what
funny,
a cool guy.
and it's
man.
funny because I can 1,000% guarantee from watching this movie and just seeing through a screen of that McLovin ID, besides the fact it's from Hawaii, it could have been from Illinois. I would have looked 1 second at it and denied the shit out of him because it's like,
Well, it has one fucking name on it.
and
McLovin was getting boost from me. It was horizontal. He
Right.
did his job.
but again, you didn't have the scanner. I did.
True,
and,
true.
And
Different
I had to
times.
do it. I had to do what I had to do. But to your point too, there was also, and that's in that same group, it was definitely photoshopped because every single the ID itself looked like an Illinois ID, but then the picture of them was lit up.
Yeah.
So it was the fakest looking thing.
Like the fake porn where they had like, oh,
Yes.
Britney Spears naked or fucking different
1,000
tan, different colors.
1,000%.
Not that I've ever
Great
seen that.
reference.
Now that we're seeing
Rylan, you got any other
That
scenes
scenes.
for us?
I've got the beginning convenience store scene, which we've kind of touched a little bit on. Honestly, the first 25 minutes of the whole movie, for me, there are other parts of the movie that kind of make me laugh my ass off. But for me, it's a little bit of a downhill after that. The convenience store scene where he's like, look at those nipples. Little baby toes.
Oh, yeah.
And just like the constant lines, 2 dozen hand jobs and 3/4 of blowjob.
Who's counting?
You got like 2 dozen hand jobs.
Yes, and 3/4 of a blowjob, but who's counting, Evan?
Yeah.
What is 3/4 of a blowjob? Is that just didn't finish, or?
I would have to say so.
That's a lot of hand jobs
Let's be
without doing
honest
anything
here.
else, though. 24 hand jobs?
But
Wow.
he's like talking about dick taking versus dick giving abilities, and
Right.
even the
She looks like a good fucker.
Yeah, I don't mean any insult.
I'm sick of you talking about her like that.
Yeah. And even then, just kind of wrapping it up, you always have to have your villain. I think his name was Jesse, that bully, which I'll talk about him later.
You got the fucking mullet.
Yeah,
Rick.
that guy
He's
sucks.
always spitting on
And he
people,
looks
man.
like the biggest piece of trash.
He's
ever.
in the movie 2 scenes. He spits on a cop and he spits on fucking Jonah.
But to add to some of those, when they first find the dick picture that hits Becca's foot, he starts just like slowly eating the paper.
Eating it.
Even though there's like 50 other
No
ones.
hot dogs, no popsicles. You know how hard that is?
Yeah, all the best foods are shaped like dicks.
Yeah,
By
the
the
best
way,
kinds. One
kid
last
is
thing
great.
in Superbad that for me was kind of a best scene. Maybe TMI, a little nostalgic scene. Seeing the first song as a young boy popping out.
Oh yeah,
I was
big
like,
time.
you know,
Well,
it's happened to us all.
If we want to go TMI, when Seth in the convenience store says he gets his boner and he tucks it
Yeah,
up into
yeah.
into his waistband.
He almost blew a load in his,
Let's be
fucking,
real
in his
here.
belly button, man.
You know what I do? I flip my boner up into my waistband. It hides it and it feels awesome. I almost blew a load into my belly button.
And let's be real here. I mean,
I want to live in a society where they just want to see our boners.
That's the world I want to live in.
I mean, just imagine if girls weren't weirded out by our boners and stuff and just like wanted to see them. You know, that's the world I one day want to live in.
I'm sorry, but like literally, I did the same exact shit like in school, where it's like all of a sudden just the random in high school.
Day kept the doctor away.
Yeah. See, my dick's so small that I didn't have to tuck it at all. So, real quick, best scene for each of you. What do you got? I'm gonna say mine is. It's got to be the Ghostbusters lunchbox dick treasure chest. It's that whole sequence. What do you got?
Convenience store.
Convenience store.
I gotta say that the Ghostbusters lunchbox and/or I'm really close is also the McLovin ID reveal scene.
Yeah,
like it's
that's
hard,
great.
but and unfortunately, it's just so iconic and so original.
Okay, what's AIDS the best? Well, we got to keep this, on topic here.
Understand.
What's AIDS the best in this movie? I have quite a bit. No self-editing, which I love. You know, I mean, sometimes it's bad, the words they're saying, but that's how we actually talked back then.
Oh yeah.
So I just love that they didn't
What do you
edit
mean, no
themselves. The words, right? They didn't. The F word they say it rhymes with bag. Those words.
Yeah.
The word that rhymes with bay.
Yeah.
Fag and gay, I guess would be the words.
Yeah, we knew what you meant.
Not taking advantage of drunk girls. That is the best because Animal House, we touched on it earlier, just taking advantage of drunk girl with the two devils on the shoulder. Michael Cera is a great guy in this movie, right? He easily could have
To respecting women.
right.
He's
The
definitely
toast,
he's a total pussy, but at the same time, he's not a piece of shit.
Right.
It's
And
like, and
that's-
I'd rather be on that end than
If
just
you-
being
if
a
you take-
or just a rapey. Type.
I had aging the best, nice guys.
Yeah. Because if you take little bits of this movie, it seems like inappropriate, but the movie in totality is kind of lighthearted. Like, they're good guys, right? It's a friendship movie. They're not taking advantage of these girls, even though all they want to do is have sex. They
But
sacrifice.
I'd
that.
have to say that the aging the best is the theme of the movie.
Yeah.
Because
And
if nobody wants to talk about it up front, we definitely know. We can go talk to high school 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds right now, and we can ask them 3 questions, which are the themes of this movie. And if it's behind closed doors, they're going to say the same thing. Yes, 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 and yes.
Yes, and yes.
I also had the slow motion gold slick bottle.
Yes, cube, no doubt.
When that breaks, I personally just love slow mos in movies, like how dramatic that is when he needs that gold slick for Becca. The fucking stupid bum. It's you, McMuffin.
No cops are going to save you now from your liquor, McMuffin.
What do you guys got for Age the Best?
Drinking at your first party, just high school parties in general, having a good time, all the antics that come along with it. Definitely have ran from the cops. Been to a few houses, probably mutually, that we've ran from the cops before.
100%.
Yep.
Right off Randall Road, that little neighborhood. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Getting first fake ID, which was actually facilitated by my dad through my cousin.
Wow.
He's like, hey, you got an old ID from Michael? He's like, yeah, no, I got you. And first time I actually went to use it was St. Charlie's. Maybe you remember that.
Yeah,
soundtrack.
I do remember that though. Yep.
Double decker bar.
Yep.
They didn't ID me.
Wow.
Nice.
Didn't even have to
You
use
need
it.
the
Crazy.
ID, baby.
But now they're like freaking hawks with IDs.
Oh, it's funny how you say that because I didn't get my first fake ID until I went to Eastern Illinois and was in a fraternity. And I was a freshman in the fraternity, initiated. And one of the older guys who was working at one of the liquor stores called me. He's like, "Hey, man, I got this perfect ID for you." And I'm just like, all right. And I go and pick it up. It was just some big fat dude, and he's from Cherry Valley, Illinois. Colin Whitworth, I think was his name.
Oh, yeah. You got to
Shout out
right?
Colin Whitworth.
Yeah.
And
You're watching, Colin?
And literally, like, it's so funny because I swear to you, never once got questioned. Because I was thinner than this guy at the time, probably just as big as him now, but I was thinner than him then. Never ever got questioned once, and I was always ready with the answer. What? Because you're gonna question me because I'm working out and I'm in great shape.
Working out.
Yeah, you
This?
shame them. Shame
Exact-
them for fat
100%.
shaming you.
No doubt.
Beautiful, dude. All right, what's age the worst? Top of the list for me is paying for porn websites. You don't got to do that anymore.
Did you used to?
No, I'm just saying people used to, clearly. Or is
But
it
did you?
No. It's just age the worst because you don't have to do that anymore.
But did any of us? I understand. But
Some
like,
people did because obviously those
so
sites
then
were up and
out
running,
of 3,
right?
some is maybe 1 out of 3.
No, I didn't.
So
I didn't.
some is 30%.
I was still looking at a Playgirl or Playboy. I mean, sorry.
Oh,
shit.
Playgirl.
Whoa.
All right.
You guys on MySpace? That quote.
I was on MySpace.
Well, MySpace is age the worst because it doesn't
No doubt.
exist anymore.
Oh, no, of
or if
course.
it does, it's all spam.
And you know what's funny is Tom? He's definitely on Facebook. So.
Dan Patrick. I don't know if you're aware of the show.
Oh, yeah.
But the guy that they gave a guy named McLovin.
Yeah.
He still uses that name. That age the worst. Like, give it up. You're not McLovin. There's one fucking McLovin.
He uses that name? That's terrible.
Not Dan Patrick, but one of his cronies.
Yeah, that's
It's
terrible.
McLovin. Yeah, it's like, come on.
You said there is one
At
McLovin.
first, it's fine, right, if you want to do that, but he's still doing it. So that is the worst. Fucking give it up, bro. You're not McLovin. You're not cool.
We're literally going on
Like-
20 years in a few years.
My last one I had here is fake IDs. Just now it's an actual fucking felony. Where before, like you said, you just take the ID. Now it's like they're calling the cops. You're going to jail.
Yeah. And
So-
plus, yeah, go ahead.
And it's also just way harder now with fake IDs.
No doubt.
So, what do you guys got? Age the worst.
My age the worst. I've got kind of elaborating on 2. I've got cops in general. They've aged the worst. There used to be. I remember one time I got pulled over in college, and they were just like, head back, just go home. Certain things like that. That's definitely not happening anymore. And if it is, it's way limited to what it used to be. And then age the worst, which again we've talked about things that couldn't be in the movie now. The racial profiling when interrogating the liquor store worker, and Seth Rogen's like, "So an African Jew
Black
wearing a
African
hoodie."
Jew.
Was he like us or
A woman?
like
What?
African?
Was he African?
African.
No. He was American, and he was like you. He looked just like
He was
you.
Jewish.
Just
Okay, so we have an African Jew wearing a hoodie.
no, you don't.
No.
No, that's not what I said. Is that what you heard me say?
All right, interesting. And a weird crime for them, but interesting.
But that's all I would put down.
Yeah, that's good.
No, I mean, and for me, I'd have to say that it's just that even though it's all behind closed doors, like we talked about a few minutes ago, but just the complete objectivization of women, of just being like, or the way that they talk about women in this movie.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to everybody. People still do this behind closed doors, but just openly in a mainstream movie like this, it ain't gonna ever happen.
In the
again.
convenience store. Like,
That
you know
too.
what I mean? Like,
And
you
it-
can totally fuck her. You can fuck her for like 2 straight months.
It's never gonna happen again, and it just won't. And it will. But if you do, everybody's a cameraman now. So
you're going viral,
it's getting sent to your boss.
So I
and
should
you're
do that so we can go viral?
Well,
I'm doing that right now.
No, well.
All right, I'll see you guys later. All right, casting what ifs. Got anything for me, Rowan?
Yeah, I mean, kind of crazy that our own Robert Simmons almost played Folk. No, I'm teasing. Seth Rogen.
He has too much hair.
Not then I didn't.
Not then I did.
Well, it's a good point.
Seth Rogen wanted to play Seth, but felt he was too old for the part, even though he's only a year older than the 23-year-old Jonah Hill.
But how much older does Seth Rogen look in this movie than Jonah Hill?
I was literally just about to
Granted,
say,
they're making him
literally,
look older, but he looks like he's 33.
Michael's compared to Seth
Yeah.
It literally, like,
That'd be
if
very
you didn't do the
creepy.
research, you would think, 5-6 year difference.
100%.
1 year?
100%.
I had this is a weird one.
100, as the kids say.
Shia LaBeouf was also LaBeouf was supposed to be Seth. That was their other alternative, which would have been terrible. I mean,
I'm not Shia.
I don't disagree. I love Shia. I think I'm not saying I understand
Compared to
that.
Jonah.
I understand. But I think if he could have been put into if they would have, I want to say if he'd be able to replace Michael Cera, but Shia wouldn't be able to play such that bitchy part compared to being the more
Depends.
crazy.
Even Stevens Shia or Disturbia
or even
Shia?
Holes. Definitely more even Stevens.
So Seth would have been Disturbia Shia, correct?
Yes.
But like, I just need a bigger guy for that role with the There's some of the scenes needs to be a bigger guy.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Because it needs to be almost unrealistic that he's going to be good with Jules. And the last one I had here was Kyle Gass for Officer Michaels. Because originally, Seth was going to be playing Seth.
And Kyle Gass at that point in time, because now,
Yeah.
really, obviously, we're now almost 15 years past. He's much older looking, but at that point, I could see that.
And if those of you that don't know, he is the Pick of Destiny. He is a Tenacious D guy, which I like. Kyle Gass.
Oh yeah,
he's good.
Jack Black and Kyle Gass are great.
Leading into the next category here, this movie is so perfectly cast. I had nothing for recasting couch.
I've got a few.
The only one I was thinking of was the mom, Michael Cera's mom. Maybe a bigger actress like a Diane Lane, because I love Diane Lane, but because I don't know who that actress is, I'd never seen her before. And she
what about
leans
Stifler's
over.
mom?
Stifler's mom. Okay. All right. Is that what you had?
That would have been great.
Yeah.
I didn't have that one down. I was thinking more of the main characters.
Yeah. What do you got?
You know me, if it wouldn't be a recasting couch if I didn't find a way to put Will Ferrell in this movie. So I think I've put Will Ferrell in every single recasting couch we've done. Will Ferrell and Danny McBride as the cops.
Okay.
Now tell me which out of that. I can't argue with that. So which out of the Michaels and Slater, which ones would you have them be?
Slater's for sure Danny McBride because he's crazier. He's going to do the driving at the end, crashing the car and all that crazy shit. And then Will Ferrell, I think he could have just, I'm not going to say here and pick who I think is funnier, but I think Will Ferrell
not asking
would have.
that. But I would have to say, honestly, I would think, were you saying them? I think I would have them opposite.
Really?
I was saying the same thing, opposite. Yeah, just because of the way they look.
Yes.
I don't know if that.
And I understand to your point, necessarily the looks aren't the point. Because I agree with you. It's funny because I agree with him that I think if I actually had to put it in stone that I would have it flipped around from yours. But the way that they act, Danny McBride to the way Bill Hader acts, and Will Ferrell to, I would have to say for me, recasting, I would have to just do a...
Well, I've got a couple more.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, cut you off. Go right on.
I don't know how to say this name. Jay Baruchel.
Mm-hmm.
He was in... I'm blanking the movies he's in.
Well, he's in this movie. He's in the Coke party scene. He's the one with the beard.
No, that's not him.
That's not Jay Baruchel?
No, that's a different guy.
Okay.
Part of the crew, though.
Yeah.
He's the one where he can't get that. He thinks he can't.
She's
get
out
that
of
girl.
your league. She's out of your league.
Thank you.
Jay
That's
Baruchel.
what I was thinking of.
Uh-huh.
I've got him as Evan. I got 3 Evans potentially. Jesse Eisenberg.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Justin Long from
nice.
Accepted.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Just watch Accepted.
I love Justin Long. He's good.
Yeah, and then for Seth, I've got a young Jack Black. Picture Orange County Jack Black.
Yeah.
Or Sadie Silverman.
Exact same Jack
Yeah,
Black.
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Years apart.
Okay.
I also have, just to kind of mix it up, Kenan Thompson.
Okay.
As Seth. A young Kenan Thompson.
Yeah, all that. Are we talking all that? Kenan Thompson?
Just or
just
couple
early
years
early
SNL.
When he says very early SNL.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I got you.
And then this one's a little far-fetched, but I think he could kind of have played a weird-ass McLovin. And apparently ladies are all about him. Pete Davidson for McLovin.
Yeah, for some reason,
I don't know why ladies love that guy.
Me either.
Because he's a dark soul, or
just like MGK, same shit. They're both like skinny, scrawny, dork. Not even dorky, just like not great looking guys. But yet the hottest girls in the world want them. So
on your point though, I feel like McLovin is the hardest to recast because there's only one McLovin, and Christopher Mintz-Plasse he did Role Models, right? But like
Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
He's so perfect for McLovin. Like just
he is.
The way his arc of the movie too. He's so nerdy, talking about how he told her what time it was to Nicola, with the thong thing, and how nerdy he is. By the end, the last scene I thought was amazing. I didn't realize it was his last scene was shooting the cop car. Break yourself, fool! And then he's just like, that was tight. He's so cool by the end of the movie, right? He's banging Nicola at the end.
I'm disappointed you didn't pick anybody because I will agree it was very hard to pick a recasting couch, but that's what
I know. I'll give you mine.
Got the brain
I like
working.
it. I know. For me, I felt it was disrespect to this movie because how perfect.
Yeah, but that's not the exercise.
I know. Well, what do you talk about the exercise? I don't have any.
Well, I'm gonna go early '90s SNL.
The whole crew?
No, not the whole crew, but obviously we're gonna go Farley as Seth.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Spade as McLovin, and then I'm gonna go.
That would be good.
I'm just saying, and then I'll go Adam Sandler. I'll just go with Adam
You can
Sandler.
do it.
Yeah, I can do Adam Sandler with Evan because he's done. And throughout his early movies, he can do that like little softer esque type tone. So I would go with those guys. I mean,
you guys showing me up in my pod. I
Just-
love it. Our pod. Pardon me. Internet research.
Ray Squared was Ray and Rye.
Oh yeah, they're just gonna take over. They're gonna break into my house. I'm gonna like wake up at 3 a.m. They're just doing the pod. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Where's my invite?
Don't be shocked, people.
All right, internet research. Like I said earlier, is written by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg at Point Grace High School in Vancouver. So that was the outline, right? That's where they came up with this movie. Evan's brother drew 1,000 dicks for the dick drawings. They had him draw 1,000. Michael Cera and Martha McIsaac is her name. She's the one that plays Becca. She was actually 23 and he was 17 when they shot this movie. But they actually got drunk for the sex scene, which is kind of weird that they got a 17-year-old drunk. Maybe we should look into that. But Michael Cera's parents probably signed off on it.
Oh, yeah.
So they were actually drunk, which makes it really awkward.
Maybe it was filmed in Wisconsin, where if you were with a parent, you could get drunk.
There you go. And some of the parts of that scene with Michael Cera, his statements, he's like, oh, watch the sweater, it's vintage. I got it from the vintage. He's like explaining all these things. She's like trying to get real freaky, right? Like, looky what I have for you under here. He's like, oh, you're so pretty.
Which almost, to be honest, that might have been some just real acting.
Right.
Like, just being him being
awkward.
Him just being real, being like, I'm 17 with a 23-year-old, and
she's pretty
we're
hot.
both drunk, and I'm 17, and you're 23, and it's like, who knows?
Last one I have for you, this is a good, I like to do these little trivia things. How many times did they say fuck in the movie? 95 minutes, I think, is the final cut. We're going to go from that. How many times do you think? Ray, you're up first.
I'll go 95.
You?
82.
176.
That's
a lot of fucks.
Damn.
No fucks given.
Not at all.
You guys got anything
to
for...
a minute.
No.
Jesus.
You got anything for...
Seth
research?
Rogen was trying to turn down Jonah Hill for the role. I thought that was pretty interesting. Couldn't find out the logistics why.
Even though his reading, I've seen the reading, you can find it on YouTube, the reading from the McLovin scene. I mean, come on.
No,
Who
he
else
ended
would
up
do
crushing it, but apparently to get to that interview,
Oh.
he had to beg for the role.
Right.
His little snippet in 40-Year-Old Virgin, I'm blanking the other one.
He's an
he was in.
accepted.
Accepted.
Yeah.
Ask me about my wiener. And then also, I thought it was kind of interesting, which I'll probably the chemistry or whatever, but Jonah Hill got pretty annoyed with McLovin. I'm not going to say his real name because that thing's a bitch
Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
Yeah.
What's your last name?
It's me.
I'm just McLovin. McLovin.
Right.
I mean, it's like Cher.
Do you have any internet research for us? Anything we didn't touch on?
So Seth Rogen, he did a Q&A on the 10-year anniversary on Twitter, and he said that he actually confirmed with, I'm not saying that we watched it, but just the Jersey Shore, how they always said DTF, down to fuck. He said he got that, or they got that from Superbad.
Yeah.
And then he was saying
That's
that
awesome. That's a nougat.
Well, that fucker like copyrighted it. The situation
Yeah,
guy.
right.
Like, he tried saying it was his.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
he's
come
just
on.
like, yeah.
That guy couldn't come up with anything. He's
Come
a
on.
fucking meathead, dude.
Come on.
No offense, Mike the Situation. Your name's Mike the Situation. Is that's his name, Mike? Is that it?
Yeah.
I hate people named Mike. Go on.
I'm
Sorry.
Michael.
Yeah, I
Calm yourself.
know. Slater.
And also he was saying that where do you guys know where the period blood scene came from?
It was a story that happened with
Yeah,
them.
so basically they had a high school dance and one of their friends did the same type of dancing with some girl and then they went to some after party and they discovered that shit at the after party. So he added that in there.
Hopefully he had a Tide stick on him.
Shit. Okay, nitpicks. Problems we have with this movie. We have a lot of problems with this movie. Actually, not many, but we're going to tell you about it.
I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
You don't know that.
I have a couple only, actually. Why does Jules like Seth? Because
Why does the hot girl also all the girls like any of the guys?
But at least Michael Cera is like a sweetheart, right?
What about
Like,
McLovin?
Well, no one likes him until he's a
That girl.
badass. Well, at the end, though, because he's got the Hawaii ID.
Which, by the way, she did. I love it. By the way, I want to call it a nitpick because it's like, but not really, because it's like, She sees him following her in the hallway. He then says he's McLovin at the party. She bangs him, and then they pull him out, calling him Fogel, and then she still says, we were going to go to Hawaii together. It's like, wait a minute.
And the one quote is, she's like, "What's it? I've never been with an older guy." He's like, "It's way better." Yeah. Like, obviously they're in high school together, but like, she's so dumb. She's like,
that's what I mean.
The quote of like, "What's Hawaii like?" Like, he changed his name because it's a fake ID. How would he know what Hawaii's like from the ID?
Is she the hottest one out of the three main girls of
dude.
Becca?
I love Emma Stone, but she's got a little bit of sexy to her, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, not. She's a bad girl, clearly, right? Come on, she's wearing that thong, like.
Yeah.
And I actually will touch on this later. We'll do a little thing about her, but so the Jules and Seth thing, like we see Seth getting spit on, the Jesse's grad party thing.
Yeah.
When obviously Jesse's a popular kid for some reason because he has that mullet, but
Like he looks like the total biggest d-bag.
Right, but he's obviously smoking cigarettes. He's one of the popular kids.
He's got a gut.
Seth is not popular. Okay, like he's definitely not popular. Why does Jules like Seth? And I'm gonna quote one of your favorite scenes, the convenience store thing, when Michael Cera is like, well, you know, she got incredibly hot over the summer, and she obviously hasn't realized it yet. And Seth's like, look at her dating record, okay? She dated Dan Remick, who's had a six-pack since like kindergarten. Jason Stone, who looks like fucking Zach Morris, and Matt Muir. Have you ever looked into his eyes? It was like the first time I listened to the Beatles. So she had a good dating record, clearly, right? And
But Michael Cera does say that she got hot and didn't realize it, which, as again a guy who lived through it and hooked up with girls I probably shouldn't have.
They don't realize it, yeah.
They didn't realize
But
it.
she had the dating record, though, is why I'm saying that kind of contradicts what Michael Cera says.
Oh, 100%.
Because Matt Muir, dude, like...
Matt Muir.
You know, the six-pack, the sweetheart. So I'm saying, why does she like Seth? Because Seth has never been to a party. Because they're like, I've never seen you at one. And like, she throws a party the day of, right? And she has, 150 people there? She must be popular. Like, no offense. I think I had some friends in high school. I wouldn't want 150 people there, but there wouldn't be 150 people.
If you were
right?
just spontaneously, throwing a party, my parents are gone. It's like, 150 people in high school.
And it's before Facebook, so like you would have to literally word of mouth tell them that.
And let's be real here. How many people did you guys have in your graduating class?
I don't know, 400 or 500 or something?
Yeah, I had like 530 something.
So a third of the fucking school's there, right? And all the cool kids. So like, why does she like Seth? I don't know. I mean, we realize a good guy in this movie, but he's also just kind of a loser.
Oh yeah.
And you think that
all three of them are.
Record,
the main characters are all definitely losers.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Which is why one of the, we didn't talk about it as one of the best scenes, but when I didn't mention it because it isn't on my top scenes, but when they do talk about them going out and partying, and it's totally like when they're getting drunk at the adult party, like that's definitely like a loser thing where it's like I did it before, so I'm not saying that it's not the biggest loser thing. But it's like you're at an adult party, and all of a sudden you grab a few beers when you're like 16, 17 years old, and then grab some liquor, and all of a sudden you're drunk, and the rest of the adults are like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
One of the best parts of that is when he's telling the story. He's telling like the nightclub, even though it's a strip club, they don't even get in. And then you the flash or the cutaway of just Jonah chugging Tabasco sauce.
We got to hang around adults, which was a nice change of pace. You converse, you talk to people, and they have interesting stories. I talked to a man who claimed he had climbed 5 mountains in his life.
And that's what I mean. That literally reminded
them
me.
just watching porn together.
Had some friends over, and we had a few drinks.
That's fantastic. Like, that's super weird, man. Like, that's their typical night, which is, we've all kind of had those nights, maybe minus the porn, even though I definitely watch porn with guys. Well, because it was hard to find back then. I love that whole cutaway sequence, though. It's just, their night is just so awesome.
That's why I'm bringing it up, because I know we didn't mention that in a ton of our top scenes, but that was definitely, like, it was on my cusp, but that is such a classic scene, no doubt.
I did have a couple other ones. What's the cops' plan? They're drunk, for one, so when they report this car stolen, they're going to be drunk. They're shooting their guns a fuckload.
Crackhead stole the car.
But what about the guns? Like, they count the ammo. They're using all their ammo.
Did we not talk about how cops have aged badly since then?
I guess
every single bullet that is out of the gun has to be marked for.
Right.
So the fact that we're talking, to your point, they are unloading
3 different
rounds
places.
and rounds. Like,
that's a good unanswerable.
Mega clips. I mean,
and then also the fact that they arrested the bum and then they let him go. So like the one arrest they actually make, they don't even have him. So it's like the awful performance by them as actually police officers.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not getting away with it. They're probably security guards or arrested at this point.
Paul, I would have to say they're even worse than security guards because Paul Blart has a better performance as a security guard than they do.
Yeah,
and that's I'm not saying that's a great movie.
Or whatever.
Not saying it's a great movie, but
I like it.
That's fine. But I'm just saying that at the same time, those two couldn't touch Paul Fart's ass.
No.
So.
Yeah, what do you guys have for nitpicks?
I've got 2. This is kind of a long ass movie. When I'm laughing, we gotta trim some of that. If this was an hour and a half movie, this thing would have been like a 12 out of 5.
What are you trimming though?
I'll get to that.
Not your beard, clearly. Down, dad joke. Let's go.
Truth.
But I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
You want to feel? No, don't.
Did already.
I was offering it up.
Oh, yeah.
But a little bit long. Also, another nitpick. Kids don't drink the good stuff. I don't remember good liquor rolling around at parties. It was like you had a water bottle of Skull.
Yeah. $6 for
Gordon's.
But I'm gonna nitpick you. What, as liquor store ex-workers, what the fuck type of liquor did you see that they were drinking was good liquor?
Goldschlick.
Yeah,
Goldschlick was not available because it broke on the bus.
Right. Yeah, well, the Tide beer.
Which, by the way, I've tried to put that into my research. That
I don't remember people
Seth
drinking
Rogen
lemonade.
said that they had to put Goldschlick because they could not break a deal with Goldschlager. So they had to put Goldschlick.
Or any of them. Is Kyle's lemonade a real thing?
No, you're right. You're right.
But did you see people drinking that back in the day?
Mike's,
what the hell were you guys drinking at parties?
It's gross.
I don't remember people drinking that.
No.
It was
Yeah,
like
it was all shitty
Smirnoff was like, oh, whoa, you're balling tonight.
I get, you're right, but I'm saying, what brands did you even obviously these fake brands that we know that you and especially you and I would know of.
I was basing it off those two.
Goldschlick never made it to the party, so that never happened.
But it was about to.
I get you. They wanted it. And to your point, who the fuck when they're 17, 18 years old is wanting?
Were you requesting Crown Royal and random shit?
That's a phenomenal.
What
point.
can we fill in a water bottle that looks like water?
That's a great point.
Yeah, that's the key. You got a second one here for us, buddy?
I named 2.
Oh,
long movie.
All right, so so the 2
count.
I got is that the whole timeline between Slater and Michaels. Do you guys remember when he's talking about his wife? First off, they open it up when they're at the bar saying he's 6 months in.
Yeah, and it's been 23 months he was married.
23 months that he was married, and Michaels was talking about it. Like, he's like, yeah, we saw her on the streets.
Right.
So that means one of 2 things. Which I'm going with the first one, that they just completely fucked up. Like, they didn't pay attention enough to that whole timeline. Uh-huh. Or that Slater had his wife for 24 months, so we'll say that Michaels for 6, so Michaels was there until on the 4th, or between those 6 months, so between 18 and 24 months, Michaels started with Slater, saw his whore wife on the street, because Michaels says they saw her on the street as a whore, and then Slater, but then Slater says that he married his second wife.
Yeah.
So it's like, did you really married your second wife that you shot in the neck with a paintball gun?
Within like a month.
That's what I mean.
And
So 6
also,
months?
Seth Rogen says that he was part of the group sex on the wedding night.
Right.
So they must have been friends before, I guess, is what they're saying.
Yes.
But they're acting like it was all.
Seems like an old school ripoff. Luke Wilson walking in here for the gangbang.
Right, yeah.
Which
is this what you're into? He's like, I can get down with this, and then the fucking
short thing about that, I love the fact that just in that movie that's the director. I'm here for the gangbang.
Oh yeah.
Hello. Yeah. I'm here for the gangbang.
Todd Phillips' appearances are the best. In Road Trip, he's the guy licking the toes.
Yep.
Like, he's always a weirdo. He always has that wig on.
Yep.
So great. Like, that's how if I was a director, I'd always be doing weird shit. I dressed up at the pot all the time. All right, overacting award. I don't like the one I chose, but I was the only one I thought. I had Jonah Hill.
God, that's terrible.
Probably bad. Okay. Well,
Wow.
who do you have then? Let's see what you got.
I've got the bully. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Where he spits on people twice.
Right, and the cop.
Who spits on people?
Fucking pigs.
Like, what the hell? And then I got Bill
Roberto
Hader.
Alomar does, but
Bill Hader?
Bill Hader. I think he just. I like the chill vibe Seth Rogen plays. Bill Hader, sometimes, maybe it's just his acting style.
Because he's supposed to
in
be the
general.
senior cop.
Maybe it's just his acting style in general that seems a little over the top.
All right. Well, you got any overacting, Ray?
No, then shush your tush.
Well, I'd have to say that one of the guys, he's. No, I don't. I
don't.
I was going to say one, but he's.
Well, there's not many because it's perfect. That's why I just put Jonah.
Well, let's get right into the heat check.
But the one,
Right.
I would say the one for my heat check, he's the one.
All right, right into the heat check. This is a bench player that comes in hot, only in the movie for a couple scenes, and steals the show. I had 3 options. Period girl from the party. She's super pissed. I called the cops. You better hide your gun. When she hits him with the lamp.
Which, by the way, she says that he dresses hot. So I was like, how blacked out was she?
Yeah, you dress
dancing with
hot.
him, and then like 10 minutes later, he's like, "You asshole!" It's like, what, bitch? You chose me.
I have Kevin Corrigan, who is the host of the party. He fights 2 people, actually more than that, but there's 2 separate fights he's involved in at his own party.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark. Kevin Corrigan is the actor's name. I have him down. The winner for me, the answer is Nikola. Just
Jokic?
No, Nikola, the redhead.
Going on 3-time MVP, baby.
Just the Hawaii comment. Like, I guess it's more dumb, not so much a heat check, but she just is perfect for like the dumb high school slut. They're like, "What's Hawaii like?" Like, "Oh, you're an older guy."
Speaking of age, the worst, Rob.
Calling someone a slut?
Yeah.
She was a slut.
Oh,
but
wow.
what do you got?
I actually, for my heat check, I put McLovin. Because I'm McLovin. Woo!
Yeah, right.
And you know what?
Chicka.
He wasn't a main character, but every time he showed up in the scene,
He had to be over-exaggerated.
you knew he was dropping threes. He was winning the game.
He put up 45 points in like 18 minutes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's right on the border for me in terms. I didn't have him because I think he's in too much, but I get your point. Do you have another one? Or is that your answer?
No, that's my answer.
I know this is going to be a random guy, but when Michael Cera gets caught in the coke room, the guy with the fraternity shirt, the guy who says, he's like, "I know you. You're Jimmy's brother."
Who are you?
I'm nobody.
No. I know you. I know you. He was at that party with me, the one I was telling you about. Remember? He's Jimmy's brother, the guy, the singer. He's the guy with the beautiful voice I was telling you about. Sing for us, sing.
Yeah.
That guy, he's literally in the movie for 3 minutes, maybe.
He's the one doing
But the amount of acting he gives, dude, literally his facial expressions.
Yeah.
For you, these arms, and you broke it. You broke it, honey.
When he's singing,
Everything he does with his little amount of time that he's in it, it's almost more acting than
It's great.
All
almost
Seth
anybody.
Rogen.
That guy's great.
All his bros were in that little...
His
in that
name
room,
is,
right? That because in Knocked Up, so many of
his-
those guys were in Knocked Up.
Yep.
Were in that room,
Right.
'Cause it's
Or
like,
This Is the End.
this is the end as well.
There's a bunch
His
of...
name is Patrick Brosnahan, by the way.
Thanks for
I
that.
don't
Thank
know
you.
him much, but
I don't either, but thank you.
when he gets hit, with the
Hit
bottle.
hit in the
like,
face
but
with the
just
bottle.
when Michael Cera's singing, like he's so into it as he's doing the bumps.
Yeah,
He's just like he's trying to sing it along. Like,
By the way, shout out Bernard from Santa Claus.
yeah, he's in that too. Yeah, love him. The whole crew is just that coke room party.
But I
We
love it
should've
because
had
he
the best
that
scene.
That was Bernard.
Yeah, because he's grabbing
Oh
Michael
my
Cera.
God,
He's
yeah.
just like, "Don't lie to me." He's like
Yeah.
grabbing him by the face, like, "Don't lie to me." He's slapping
He's
him
like,
in
sing
the
for
face.
us. And actually, my favorite quote from that
Shout
whole
out to Allen
exchange
while we're at it.
from
Shout
your
out to Allen,
guy,
no
from your
doubt.
guy Brosnahan, is that my brother came all the way from Scottsdale, Arizona, to be here, and you're not going to sing for him?
My brother came all the way from Scottsdale, Arizona to be here tonight. And you're not going to sing for him?
Fucking bullshit.
Sing.
You're a fucking singer.
You sing, and you sing good.
Sing it again.
Like a bird.
No, I know. I want to.
You want a line of cocaine?
No way, man.
Yeah.
So
Like, that
I'm,
quote,
sorry,
like,
I'm sorry to miss
Scottsdale, Arizona. They're in California. It's not he came from fucking Scotland.
Now that's a great
Like,
point. It's like if there'd be one thing if
all
they're
the
like
way.
in New York, like a
Yeah.
suburb of New York,
Yeah.
even
He
Chicago.
came like 6 hours.
You can drive there, like no
it's
doubt.
just- came all the way from Scottsdale for this. And you're not going to sing for him? Amazing.
I'm sorry that you've been
Irrelevant
sadly
actor.
misinformed.
I give you the winner for this because that's the best. Brock Purdy, irrelevant actor. Look at they moving the pot along. I love it. He's our new fucking host. He's our new host.
I just got to keep you two motherfuckers on
You
track.
do. Joe Nunez.
It's a battle. I should have wore a
You should
raincoat.
have. The liquor store guy. The guy that is like, fuck my life, chugs the beer, and then comes in the party.
Which is why I've said that he also. I should have said that he
relevant
makes,
actor.
Well, I'm saying he makes part of those best scenes in that liquor store scene because he just and because it's great.
He's so
'cause
pissed.
To your point, he almost makes that scene, and when he enters the party scene with the box of liquor. That, by the way, boys, ladies and gentlemen, that was me entering the party with the box of liquor.
You should have just been cast in this movie. I had Joe Latrulio is the bug-eyed guy. He's in
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, I Love You, Man. He's that guy. He's always just like, give it all you got, give it all you got.
He's great though.
He's great. He's a Brock Purdy guy, and then the coke guy.
But to your point, he sort of like does a lot of the same thing, but at the same time, he's really good at that. So
I wouldn't cut that guy. My relevant guy is the homeless guy.
Yeah.
I could have done without those scenes.
Really?
I mean, funny,
dude,
unnecessary. Didn't need it.
Really? I actually like.
It's you,
almost like,
McMuffin.
Almost obnoxiously laugh at those because
No, I mean I was laughing, and it was hard pick, but if I'm
it's
taking
funny how
something
you said it because like literally I was just watching it earlier today and he's just like, blue guys. It's just like it's so stupid, but yet I can imagine a drunk homeless guy
We all
when
that's why they threw a
cops
guy
are
in. Every funny movie apparently needs a homeless guy acting crazy.
He's a good homeless guy. One Oscar to give in this movie.
Wait,
Who
we
you
didn't hear
giving
his
it to?
irrelevant.
Oh, did you have an irrelevant?
I would say an irrelevant would be Becky. Or Becca, I'm sorry.
Becca, yeah.
Like,
Martha McIsaac's
yeah,
her name.
I mean, like, I understand
She didn't do much.
she has her role
Name
in the
guy.
movie, but like every time she's on, it's just like, like
she's the bookworm.
You needed her though.
No, I get, like I say, it was hard. It's hard for me to say
Well,
that.
the
but it's
Brock
like
Purdy
every
is
time
the
she's-
irrelevant award. Who do we not know? We didn't know her, right? We're gonna have to go over these categories again. But one Oscar to give. Who you giving it to? This is a tough one.
Jonah.
Yeah, I'm going Jonah as well.
I had Jonah, but I also did write down McLovin just as an honorable, just because he is McLovin and just, dude, he kills it. Like, it's so the chicka yeah chicka, like, what's up gangsters? Like, you all knew that guy in high school that like thought he was cool, and he's clearly like these two losers.
Yeah, we did.
All right, unanswerable questions. One of my favorite segments. Michael Ryland, lead us off.
Mine, we've kind of already touched on it, so I'm not going to dive too much into this, but the whole how'd they become cops kind of a thing. Like, was Seth Rogen passing the physical to be a cop? Don't know. All the antics, I mean, all the tracking. Even then, although they weren't wearing body cams, don't know how that happened. And then they're like, in the end, they're like, here, sign this. A crackhead sold the cruiser. It's like...
But let's be real. How many big boy cops are there that would never pass physicals? So...
I feel like they get there
alive.
after. At some point, I think if we look at
and
every
that's your
history-
point for how I'll give you that for how young he's supposed to be in this movie.
Yeah.
Compared to what the bigger cops that you ever see are in real life. To your point, those are like.
Have you ever seen a young,
That's what I mean.
super young,
No, not
huge cop?
No, you're right. That's a
No,
good point.
they
That's a
become
great- I'll
big.
give you that.
They
That's
become
a-
big.
That's a great.
You have any other ones?
Then
or-
they get the desk job. No.
You got any for me?
Yeah, I want to know.
It's hard to have unanswerable questions in a comedy because
I
some
know.
of it's just supposed to be stupid.
What did Carrie Hutchinson's tits look like before and after?
Let's give him a round of applause. That was a good one.
I'm just interested.
I gotta get a look at these warlocks.
They made a point to talk about this. How it's
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, there's Carrie Hutchinson's and she had the greatest tits.
Yeah, biggest
she
tits
had
I've ever
breast
seen.
reduction surgery. Man, it's like slapping God in the face. But she had back surgery. She had back problems.
Yeah.
Let's go take a look at these warlocks.
I love how Michael Cera makes a comment. He's like, Jonah Hill's like, I think she looked better before, but he's like, well, yeah, but now she's in the best shape she's ever been because she could run comfortably,
Right.
Because now she's thinner, but Jonah Hill only cares about the titties,
100%.
which is
And,
such
you know.
on brand for his character.
Yeah, no doubt.
Got any other questions
and
for us,
then
bud?
also, did they kill? They killed the guy who brought him to the party. What's the actor's name?
Joe Latruvia.
Yeah, did they actually kill that guy? Because they didn't show
Probably,
we assume they did. I just would like to know if they actually did because he goes there so confident, being like, I can get you booze. These are my boys, no doubt. And he grabs the phone. He's like, yeah, grab the booze, whatever you want. Act like it's cool. And then Mark comes and just beats the shit out of him. He punches him, and then he goes and upper chops him, and then that's all we ever see of him. And the next thing we know, Jonah's getting period blood from his fiance, and that's when Michael Cera's in the coke room being like, he's gonna fucking kill this guy, man.
Right.
He's just like, and then Bernard's just like, man, I've been praying every day for this shit.
Man.
Bernard.
So yeah, so that's
Every
just
morning
another-
I've been waking up hoping for a fight. Like, who does that? Especially when you're not involved. You just want to watch a fight?
Yeah, how sadistic.
I guess UFC wasn't that big back then. I have a couple really good ones. You asking how do I have unanswerable questions. Why does Evan drink by himself?
Who doesn't
in the
drink by
bathroom
himself
though?
sometimes?
When she's like, well, he's like, well, isn't it unethical if I get with her and she's drunk? And,
I'll give
and
it
the
to
friend's
the
like,
bathroom.
the friend's like, well, not if you're drunk. Okay, so then go drink with the party. Don't go in the bathroom and get drunk by yourself. That's really, why is he doing that?
But because his reaction to the booze by himself answers your question. He does one little
get him.
Yeah. But then he said he's drunk.
He spits it all over.
Perfect. You did do that. Okay, this is a good one. What are Seth and Evan doing now? So this is 15 years later or whatever. What are they doing now?
It's a weird unanswerable.
Probably living together.
Think so?
Not gay, just living together.
Whoa! What do you got?
Where are their grandmas? That's my unanswerable question.
Well,
if we're going there.
No, but I'll give you an answer.
My grandma.
I have an answer.
What grades did they get in college?
I have an answer for Seth.
My grandma.
Seth is the general manager of
point in my life. So
Seth is the general manager of Pornhub or Brazzers. That's what he's doing. He's like managing one of these porn sites, right?
God.
I don't know. I just had to throw that in there. And then the last one is, how many guys has Nicola been with?
Jokic?
No, Nikola, the redhead.
I know. I'm
Well,
gonna
no.
say
Well, real quick, who's been with more, the fictional or the real? I'm gonna go with the real.
The real.
And the fictional, she's probably been with
8.
8.
She's seen more.
Shit, she's a whore. She hooked up with McLovin.
Yeah, right away, right? And it's McLovin, so.
So 15. So let's go at least one a year. So we'll go 20, 25.
No, I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about at the time of McLovin hookup.
Oh,
Like how many in high school? Like,
still probably 5 to 10.
Yeah, I said 8. What do you got?
9.
Yeah,
so there we go.
right?
Yeah, 5 to 10.
Fucking, this ain't Price is Right, you bitch.
Well, then I would have screwed myself because I picked the middle number.
She definitely didn't screw herself because she had someone else screwing her. All right, best quote. Best quote. Favorite.
There's a ton.
Quote. There's so many. So.
Muhammad, we already mentioned that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut your dumb little fucking face off, throw it over mine, take your ID, and buy my fucking self. You don't have the technology or steady hands to pull off a procedure like that. Ha! Peace. I also have here, eating alone like I'm fucking Stephen Glansberg.
And I'm gonna tell you right now.
He's just sitting there eating like a fucking fruit ball.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I bring that quote up any moment that involves me between eating with coworkers or friends and or by myself. The fuck am I, Stephen Glansberg? I mean, that has literally lived and died with me. So
No one's got a hand job in cargo shorts since Nam. Or even the little comments. Everybody's made a comment about the cops. Hope Piggy can run.
Right. I had so the thing about my back is it's located on my cock. The Jules, like
that's easily
scratch your back. I'll scratch. You know, like. Sorry, the Coen brothers don't direct the porn I watch. Love that quote. The lube, just the whole lube thing when they're outside.
Spermicide lube.
Oh, Evan, thanks for bringing the lube for my pussy. I never would have been able to handle your 4-inch dick in my pussy. Like, just amazing. Like, and he throws the lube, and you owe me $6. Like, 'cause it's broken, and I'm not going to pick it up now. And then the best thing is that McLovin actually brings lube too. Secret, not the same lube bottle, right? Like, he's like, I got lube. And he actually came prepared with a condom too.
She's like, or this is with the Michael Cera hookup with Evan, and she's like, I'm so wet, and he's like, I heard about that in health class.
Right. They said that you would get wet.
I'd have to say like McLovin has. I think McLovin has like the best one-liners to where just like very short quotes, to where he's just like when he initially is following the girl and he's just like, it's 3:20.
Yeah.
I told her what time it was.
And then he just says, and then he's just like, I am McLovin.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like, and then just like when they're talking to him about the vest, it's like you look like fucking Aladdin. I mean,
it's like Pinocchio. Like I'll take it off.
Chicka yeah.
Why are you smoking cigarettes with those cops? Because I rule. Okay, what memorabilia would you want from this movie? I think there's only one answer.
McLovin's ID.
That's the ID, right?
I had that in the
Before you
vest.
stole it again.
And the vest, to be perfectly honest.
Well, I have the vest.
Yeah, well, that's not the
I've
color.
got Seth's shirt because I think I would rock that
Oh,
shirt
yeah.
out.
That blue with the white lining.
Period blood pants too.
Oh no.
But yeah, no,
those,
and that's to your point. That's a pretty obvious thing. It's like that ID is just like next level.
All right, moving on. Apex Mountain, who was at their peak of their powers, it's never been better for. Jonah Hill ? Is this his? I know this is his first major role.
No, this
but
was his jumping off point because he
21
went on to
Jump
being
Street,
an Oscar-winning actor.
Right.
So,
but 21 Jump is probably his peak.
No,
just because it was their highest.
No, we're shutting you
Wolf of
down.
Wall Street is definitely his top.
Think so?
Definitely.
What do you
Wolf
think,
of
Ryan?
Wall Street is his best, I think.
Well,
Like
it's
for
not necessarily
we're
best,
talking
but-
acting.
Well, I love Moneyball personally.
I love Moneyball as well, and he's phenomenal in that. But we're talking. I mean, just straight. I mean, if you, because I know you said you haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street. How much have you seen Wolf of Wall Street? Yeah,
You haven't
it's like,
seen that?
I've seen it like once.
You have a movie podcast?
One time. It's
Yeah.
too long.
not true.
Well,
But that's besides the
all
point.
right.
Is that no? But I'm saying that definitely Jonah Hill, like this was his 1,000% jumping off point because he wins the movie. He's very awesome at it, at his character, and this was just showing even though he was 23 at the time. This was totally showing Hollywood that he was ready. I mean, Martin Scorsese, for God's sakes, is the one who did Wolf of Wall Street, and he was like, I want this guy to do a very important character and point.
He wanted him specifically to do crack with Leo in the phone booth.
Yeah. Michael Cera, it's got to be yes, because in the same year he also did Juno with that dude, dude.
I would have to say to your point that, well, no, to your point, yeah. Unfortunately, no, to your point. Elliot Page now?
Yeah. Christopher Mintz-Plasse, definitely yes. Role Models was a couple years later. I kind of like that
Apex
movie, but
Mountains.
yeah, Mountains. There's a lot.
But
of them.
There's There should just be one.
Nope. Flipping your boner in your waistband. Is it Apex Mountain for that? Is it ever gotten better for flipping your boner in a waistband?
What else? What other tricks are there?
Well,
tape it down like other weird people, but I didn't do that.
I didn't have. I told you.
Or you could tuck it like Jay and Silent Bob.
Did you guys have any other Apex Mountains for this?
Yep. High school parties. Who knows after COVID what's going on?
Yep.
Are they still doing them? Are they legit? Don't know.
They're doing
Rob,
them.
you've been to a few recently, probably. No, I'm teasing.
They're doing them, but we
much.
know for 1,000% fact they ain't even nothing that we ever went to. So.
No, I've got McLovin, peak, obviously. Anything he did after that probably was ass, and I have no idea what it was.
Pro models, that's it.
Oh yeah, touche. Forgot about that.
Playing the same character.
And then flip phones. The pre-camera era of just using phones with their
Because when he's talking, when he's calling Becca, and he's just like fucking piece of shit self, and she's just like, wow, that's very rude thing. He's talking to her, but it's like no, that's shitty service.
Bad reception.
Because that was before the Razor even.
Plus cameras, just in general, people had a lot more fun before they were filming everything.
They did. Do you have any other Apex Mountain Rays?
Well, yeah, this is the best high school movie. I'm agreeing with Jonah Hill. There has not been a better high school movie that's been made since this.
Probably ever, even if you want to think about it, but definitely not.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Project X.
I really did love Project X, but it's a completely different movie. That's the type of movie where you sort of even drink to watch, just because it's you want to be part of that type of party. This has more of a plot of what you would have lived through.
Yeah. Okay.
Project X.
New category, just special for this movie, is best penis drawing in the credits or the penis scene. What is your favorite?
I've got two.
You got two?
I got the World War II Iwo Jima penis scene.
That's good.
They're all staking the flag, and then I've got the Mr. T penis.
I have Mr. T. I just love all the stuff they put on
gold
the penis.
chains.
Essentially, you know what thing is? Mr. T penis is actually just Dennis Rodman's dick. They took a picture of Dennis Rodman's dick.
Yep.
And,
how do you know?
Or Lenny Kravitz's dick, because those guys love jewelry, so their whole dick is just jeweled out. Sorry.
Prince
Albert.
Albert.
Yeah. What do you got, Ray? What's your favorite dick?
So I got a few here. I got
a few dicks I'm a fan of.
Oh, big time. The old man. I did have Mr. T. The old man one where it says oi. It's because it's just more wrinkly looking.
Yeah,
that one's great.
And the rinks.
The one where Seth literally writes Seth in dicks.
Yeah.
I mean, and he has the hair on the balls.
Oh, that's great.
That one's top notch. And I think the best one is at the very last one. You see if you remember that.
What is the very last one?
The very last one would be Seth, Evan, and Fogel.
Yeah?
As dicks.
Huh.
And it's because they got the hair, they got the outfits, they got it all.
Wow.
Did one have a vest?
Yes.
Wow. I gotta go check that out. Okay, last category here. Who won the movie? I think it's pretty simple. Although I think Seth Rogen's close because he wrote this movie and acted in it. But it's got to be Jonah Hill.
No doubt. I didn't pick Jonah.
Who'd you got?
I went with Fogel because Fogel's a badass.
Yeah, right. He is McLovin.
Yeah,
This is all he's gonna be known for.
He was Evan and Seth were the cake. Fogel was the icing.
Yeah.
If they were the ice cream, he was the cherry on top.
No doubt.
And I already gave the Oscar to Jonah, so I had to spread the wealth.
I like it. And essentially, though, all three won. Seth because of the writing, it launched his career, and he starts to write some stuff. Jonah Hill because this is his coming out party, and then McLovin, Christopher.
Coming? Oh, I get it.
Yeah. This is all he's going to be known for. So, all those three guys. All right, we love this movie. Hopefully, you do too. Give it a rewatch. Watch us. Subscribe to the channel. Big Ray, Mike Ryland, Michael Ryland. Three-way pound here. Good work, boys.
Hey, let's gingerly touch our tips, boys.
Yeah, right. Touch it.
I love you. I'm not even embarrassed to say it. I love you.
I love you. It's like, why don't we say that every day? Why can't we say it more often?
I just love you. I just want to go to the rooftops and scream, I love my best friend Evan.
We should go up on my roof.